If you're looking to help make getting in and out of your stock or lifted 21-in newer Bronco at home a much easier task, well then you might want to consider a drop step such as the N-Fab wheel-to-wheel that we're talking about here today. Now this particular set of steps will feature a made in the USA tubular steel build, along with the gloss black powder coat, all for right around the mid to high $400 price point. Install most side steps in general for the 21 and newer rigs will be very straightforward, so figure solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe a couple of hours to complete from start to finish, as we'll demonstrate later in the video. So a drop step such as this is going to be a unique option in the category in that it lowers the step area down from where it would otherwise be on a standard running board, Nerf bar, or rock slider, and ultimately just makes the task of getting in and out a bit easier, as you really don't have to step up or down as much. Now, as you might imagine, this is going to be especially helpful on lifted Broncos as it brings the step a little bit closer to the ground, and really outside of power steps, which can be a lot more money, the drop step is really the only other option in the category to offer this kind of functionality. Now the only downside to something like this is that it might limit your ground clearance or your breakover angle slightly, but if you're not out there really pushing the Bronco every weekend off-road, well then this shouldn't really be a huge concern. But now that you know a little bit more about why you might want to go with the drop step over some of your other options, let's talk about what the N-Fabs have to offer. Now again, these are made in the USA, and as the name implies, the wheel-to-wheel design will span the entire length of the cab on your 4-door 6th gen. Now at its core, guys, you are looking at a 3-inch tubular steel main bar here, if you will. It's going to kind of act as home base for your twin drop steps that will actually hang about 4 to 5 inches lower than the main bar itself. But on top of the functionality and the very cool look of the N-Fabs, I'm also a big fan of just how well this main bar actually hugs that lower rocker of your 4-door, which in turn will hide that unsightly pinch weld, which makes for a much cleaner look once installed. And this is especially true for base rigs out there, Big Bend models, things like that, where you don't have any step to speak about from the factory. Once you throw these things on, it definitely cleans up the look outside of actually adding some functionality. Now finally, guys, everything is finished off in a 3-stage gloss black powder coat for added protection from the elements, of course, and just to help keep things looking good over the years. Now, quick heads up here, guys, if the gloss is a little too flashy for you, you could always grab this exact same drop step from N-Fab with a textured black finish as well for pretty much the same price here at extremeterrain.com. So again, check those out if you're not really digging the gloss. But now let's talk about how you get these installed on your Bronco at home. Honestly, very straightforward here, guys, using the included brackets, of course, and the hardware. So therefore, 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Site calls this a couple of hours, which I think is being rather generous. But regardless, to give you a better idea of just how things will go down on your 21-in newer Bronco at home, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
Tools needed for this installation: 3/8 electric impact gun, 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 extension, 15mm socket. So first thing we're going to do to install our Nerf bar is I'm going to take the Nerf bar, lay it on my chest, and I'm going to press it up into place. This is factory holes in this Bronco here. There's 2 here, 2 there, and 2 in the front. These brackets are going to line right up, and we're going to use the hardware that they supply, the 15mm bolts, to put it right up into place. And what I'm going to do is get one of these bolts right here started to hold the Nerf bar up. And once you get one started in the middle, that'll give you a little bit of a break now that we have that one started. Now I'm going to hold it up and put some pressure on it and start the bolt up top. Now once I have the one up top started, now I'm going to start the 2 in the back and the 2 in the front. Now I got my 2 back bolts started. Now the middle bracket and the back bracket are the same shape. So all you're going to do is repeat this same procedure back there. The front bracket is flat. So now we'll go to the front bracket and we'll install those 2 bolts. Now we're going to get our 2 front bolts started, and I'm going to tighten them. They do line up very nice, so there was not really a a struggle to get them on. Now I'm going to tighten our two front ones because I have our back ones and our middle ones snug. Now we'll go and tighten our middle one up and then our back one. I'm going to tighten our middle bracket up. And tighten our upper bolt. Now you're going to repeat this procedure on the back bracket, which is the same, and then our Nerf bars are installed. That wraps up our review and install of our N-Fab wheel-to-wheel Nerf Side Step Bars in gloss black for 21 to 22 four-door Broncos. Thanks for watching, and for everything Bronco, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.